We have one more spot in the quarter-finals to come here at the Gibraltar Darts Trophy. And we're just catching our breath after a quite thrilling match between Dave Chisnell and Robert Thornton. Chizzy has booked his place in the last 8. He very nearly lost it, though. 2 match darts for Robert Thornton. We were just checking with our stats guys. We believe that he would have been averaging 116 when Thornton had those darts.
If that would have been some losing average.
Well, it may have been the highest losing average ever recorded in PDC darts. In the end, though, Chizzy is through, and he will face one of these two. It could be an All St Helens clash.
This would be a good match, I think. And Michael's been throwing well. He's not had the results in the Pro Tours the last few weeks, but he's nevertheless he's been playing well. And you can lose by the width of a wire, and that's what Michael's been doing the last couple of weeks. And I reckon he's going to come on out and throw quite well at the in this match with Mensah.
Well, look, he'd been champing at the bit to get involved in the Premier League. He was desperate to be part of it, and he's got his chance this year, and it's obviously not gone how he wanted as he kicks off with a 180. How many of these are we going to see from Michael Smith in this one?
I reckon Michael's going to hit 4.
Right, okay, well, there you go. He was right last time, he was right the game before that. Justin Pipe, he knows what he's talking about. But it's obviously not gone how he's wanted. Would you be concerned that would affect his confidence in any way and may affect his results over the course of this year, for example, Justin?
Not at all. Not at all. I think Michael's sensible enough and mature enough to know that the Premier League and the Euro Tours and the Pro Tours and everything else that we do is totally separate, and it's a different animal at the end of the day. No, it won't make any difference to Michael. He got in the Premier League on his own ability and his own talent, and quite deserved his place in there. And he was fantastic last year on the floor and in the European Tour events. I think he won 2 last year.
He won 2 last year to add to the 1. He actually retained the International Darts Trophy. The only person who's Michael Van Gowen's won 10. But Michael Smith has won 3, and that's more than anybody else apart from MVG. And he's the only person to successfully defend the European Tour title.
Which takes some doing.
It really does. And Mensah fires in a maximum.
No, it won't make any difference to Michael. He's a wise young man, and just gets up there and throws his darts. And I think with Michael as well, he knows if they're going in, they're going in. If they're not, they're not. It's not to be. And he's got a long life in this game, I think.
Well, a 13-darter for Mensah Suljovic, and that is an impressive start. Now, look, you've been around the game for a long while. You've been playing PDC darts for a number of years, Justin. Mensah was around back when you started, and you'd see, he'd turn up to the odd event, and he'd show that, this lad can play. You might not run into it. You're not running into him every weekend, but then it's only the start of last year, really, where he said, right, I'm going to play all these. I'm going to really dedicate myself to it. And look what's happened. I mean, were you always thinking if he properly did it, this lad could be really, really good?
I think we all probably thought that, to be honest, and quite a few people, players probably said it to him. And he's signed with Mac Elkin, Mensah's manager now. And so he's in with a really good management team. Takes
that's
care
the
of
same
everything.
stable as people like Yeller and Kim Hybrex. There's a number of players. Jermaine Watamina, in fact, who he beat in the previous round.
Yeah, young Dimitri van der Berg. He's Mac. He's a great guy. He looks after a lot of great players, and I think Mensah's fitting really well with them, and he's really enjoying it. Oh, there's a whistle going off there in the crowd.
I think that might be the actual. I think is that over there? Ground, just over there. We're in a very strange. Yeah, you're going to hear a bit from the football ground. You're going to hear a bit from the runway that's 200 yards away. But yeah, we've got all sorts going on here.
But yeah, we all thought Mensah, if he applied himself, would be a much better player. And
did you realise how good he could be? Because 2 major semi-finals in a year, and then he's had 7 semi-finals in the last 7 months in various tournaments.
Well, I mean, obviously you don't think he's going to be quite that consistent, but crikey, he's done ever so well.
Yeah, it's been an incredible rise for Mensah Suljovic as a dart player, because he played the World Masters in 1999.
Wow, did he?
Yeah,
I wasn't born then. I don't.
Steady.
Oh, you've seen my passport.
20 for tops for Michael Smith, and he gets it. It's 15 darter and a hold of throw. Yeah, he played 1999 World Masters, and he made the last 16. And he lost to Andy Fordham, who won it. So, you know, he's been around for a while, and he's always been dangerous. I remember he beat James Wade at the Worlds a few years ago.
What a match. I remember.
It was incredible.
Well, Mentzer's always played soft tip, and, you know, he loves his soft tip, and he was soft tip world champion, I believe, at one time. I think he's just shown that if he's putting in the hard work and the results have come for him, and which is what happens if you dedicate yourself and work hard. Then hopefully, you know, you will get the results.
Yeah, you've got to obviously have talent, and Mensur does have a lot of talent. He's not, you know, his throw is weird. You wouldn't teach anybody to throw like that, but he does have talent.
He's like a donkey sometimes, honestly. You don't stand too close to Mensur. I mean it in a nice way, because he's a lovely fellow. You do.
Yes.
Yeah, you'll get a sore shin. Richie Burnett's another one.
Yeah.
He likes to throw his left leg out. But he meant, you know, again, Mensur, he's a lovely chap. He doesn't speak much English, but he always comes up and says hello and shakes your hand. He's a lovely chap. Let's go on, Mensur. This will be a nice little setup. Yeah, brilliant.
162.
Fantastic
Not bad
darts.
at all.
Yeah, Michael wants to bang in a 140 now.
And just in case you didn't believe us, we are next to the runway. That's
Another
plane.
plane down.
Another one that you could have been on, Justin.
But then I would have missed a cracking match.
Well, you would have missed some serious darts this afternoon. Mensur will be happy with a ton here. Gets that well out the way. Don't want to accidentally bust a ton 40.
Put a bit of pressure on now, Michael. Hit a 140 or 180, and then here we go. That's 180.
Thought he was going to leave the Mensur there.
Yeah, Mensur does like the old 28 shot, doesn't he?
He does. He was unreal on it in the Grand Prix in his run to the semi-finals there. His first major semi-final, followed up at the Players' Championship finals. Now he's looking at double 10. That's on the wire. Can he use it? He can.
Lovely can. Here he goes. He does make me giggle when he does that.
It's the headbutting an imaginary opponent celebration from Mensur Suljovic. Oh, look at this. Look at this from Michael Smith. He can do it as well.
Awesome. That's the way. Give what you get, boy.
Marvellous. This is what we like to see.
But Mensur doesn't do it to put you off or anything like that, and he doesn't mean nothing by it.
It's just what he does. It's how he plays the game.
Yeah, that's all. And you know, we all do little things. I do nothing. If you know, I don't care what I take out. I could take out 175. I don't care.
Well.
That's great.
Back to back, ton 80s for Michael Smith.
Three
and he's
so
left
far?
141. It is 3, but he's left 141 for the perfect leg. Now, we've had it threatened over the course of this weekend. Nobody's had a dart for it.
It could go.
And that will continue.
Unlucky.
64.
But he does leave himself 77. That'll be treble 19, double 10 for Michael Smith, I think. He loves the double 10.
He does like his tens. Well, he loves his tops, really. But Mike can hit any double. He's one of those players. He you know, like with the fast players. If you get one dart or something and you go bang and you change your line, normally you're pretty close to it anyway.
Well, I remember when he is on. I mean, he can hit everything when he's on form. But the 3 European Tour titles he's won. One, he beat Benito van der Pas in the final, and he was the favourite for that. Obviously, it was Benito's first big final, and he got the job done there. The other 2 he's won have been against Michael van Gerwen. He's won 6-5 and 6-2 in Moorheim, and he was hitting everything. Big finishes, ton plus after ton plus after ton plus in the opening few legs. And it was a salvo that even the world #1 couldn't deal with. Now it's 2-2, and it is double 10 that comes to his rescue there.
You got someone like Michael what can't keep with it, then it just makes you realise how well you're throwing.
Yeah, and look at that. 119 for the first 9 and 108.5 overall. And Mensur...
It's just becoming the norm, isn't it? You know, the 100+ averages all the time. But you know, we're all doing it week in, week out on the pro tours, and he's lucky enough now with all the European tours. It's given us a bigger stage to play on. So you know, not so much for Michael. I mean, obviously he's had this year in the Premier League, so he's used to playing in front of big crowds. you know, and on a big TV stage. So of course that makes it easier when you go up on these stages then. But you know, the same for the rest. You know, the rest of us, other players. You know, we're up there playing on these stages, and you're getting used to that.
Yeah.
And so you start to play better, and you know, you're getting better averages, and you know, it just makes it better for the game. It really does.
Well, I mean, that's it. With so many big tournaments on the telly,
Yeah.
you know, these ones being streamed across the world, then, you know, that's what people think of about darts now. Darts is a big stage game rather than being, say, a game that you play in the pub. That's what people get interested in darts for, because they like the idea of playing on a big stage in front of people, whereas used to be they just perhaps like the game.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we've seen plenty of players over the years who've been excellent on the floor, but when it comes to the big stage, just it's not really for them. It's
such
not really
a different
like it.
environment, you know, so different. You know, you go from a real nice, quiet environment where you can really focus and concentrate to environment. I mean, that was, you know, it's a massive difference, and it does take time to get used to it.
87. Michael, you
Now, this would be big.
That's not been a bad leg at all for Mensah. You know, 12 darts, and he's on 34.
81.
Now, do you go straight at this, or do you go 6-14?
If it's me, I'm straight in and go for it. He's not going for it.
6-14 it is.
Yeah. Well, he likes 14s that much. He's, you know, he might as well do it this way.
Well, he doesn't miss them, does he? He doesn't miss
Not
them,
often.
Mensah. He doesn't miss them.
Oh, that went left instead of right.
Wow.
That's unusual for Mensah. That first, to be honest, the first dart was probably a little bit too good a marker.
64.
Now then, a
unlucky
missed
night.
opportunity.
Mensah required 28.
And if Mensah's going to miss 2 at 14 for you,
He's not missing.
don't give him
5.
another 3.
No, he's
That's-
not missing.
Yeah, I mean, that's my advice.
Yeah.
I'm not a professional coach, but don't give Mensah Suljovic 5 darts at 14.
I'll be pretty shocked if he missed 14 now. I'll tell you, that's where that third dart was. There you go. That's right in the middle.
There we go.
Disgusted with himself. Well, I've taken 4 darts ahead.
I should have hit it 4 times in that amount. But it is 3-2. It's 5 consecutive holds of throw we've had here. These two have met on 8 separate occasions in the past. It is 4 apiece.
Is it really?
Yeah. So, look, Mensah, you know, he's 19 in the world rankings. Michael Smith is in at number 8. But Mensah has been a tricky opponent for a number of people. But for Michael Smith especially, he won 6-5 most recently in Venray, did Mensah Suljovic at the Dutch Darts Masters, the European Tour event. He won 10-3 at the Players' Championship Finals in Minehead, the home of World Darts, back in November. It was a big win there for Mensah Suljovic, and he won a couple more, both on the European Tour. Now,
10-3 is a massive win.
It is a big
He
win.
actually played really well down there. You know, he was a pleasure to watch that weekend, wasn't he? He was on fire. And
but it had been coming, hadn't it? We'd
Yeah.
seen it over
Yeah.
the, you know, there's a maximum. That's a 4th one for Michael Smith.
I hope these listeners are getting on the on these bets.
You what? You'll be able to afford a holiday if you're backing what Justin Pipe's predicting.
Yeah, never backed Leicester though, did I?
You're not that good.
I wish
Not
I
that
did.
good. Now, both left on big finishes.
Talking of Leicester, I believe Jamie Vardy's here, isn't he? In over in the Sunburn Hotel.
No, surely not.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Surely not.
Yes, he is. He asked Mr. Peter Wright for a photograph last night.
I'm not sure I believe this.
Well,
Well, we'll investigate and let you know in the quarterfinals.
I was sat down with Peter in the practice room, and he said that Jamie Vardy asked for his picture last night.
Right, we shall see. 25 taken out by Michael Smith, and it's 3 apiece.
We're forgetting about this game of darts, Dan.
Well, I mean, I'm blown
I know.
away by these wild Vardy claims, of which I'm not sure the veracity of them. Now, Michael Smith. As I say, he lost 6-5 on the European Tour earlier this year, but he did beat Mensah 6-1 in February at the UK Open qualifiers.
I tell you what, when Mensah was missing, he's right on the wire. He's throwing well. He's
140.
Good lad, Mike. Don't hit another 180.
Well, Mensah only averaged 91 in his second round game against Jermaine Watermainer, but he did hit 66% of his doubles, so it was an efficient display. Got it done. He won it 6-2. Michael Smith
99.
had a tough task against Joe Cullen, who's been playing some really
Joe's
good darts
been playing
lately.
well. Yeah.
And he won it 6-4 in the end. 6 180s in that, and a 98.5 average, and that is a 5th 180 for Michael Smith.
Can't believe it.
Well, look, if they're backing you, they're backing over
Yeah,
the number
exactly.
of 180s. That's fine, I think.
Mensah, he's ever so accurate.
Well, he needs to be
Look at
here
that.
because Michael Smith has stolen a bit of a march on him on the Suljovic throw. And
36.
That's a great
he's
lead.
left 170.
Yeah, that's a brilliant lead.
Now then. Wow, good last start.
Yeah, needed
Mensah
that triple.
require 170.
This would really hurt Michael Smith. He's
Wouldn't
done
it?
so much hard work to leave 90 after 9 darts
Yeah, it's brilliant.
on the Suljovic throw. Surely he's not going to take out the 170 and snatch away the chance of a break of throw. Well, he's not. So the bully boy will return.
100.
Now then, start on the
Michael, you
20s,
require 90.
start on the ball. That's the question.
Michael possibly would go ball for tops. No, he's up on the 20s.
Now the ball.
65.
Second time he's missed the bullseye.
Mensah, you require
I know how that
70.
feels, Dan. The ball let me down yesterday. He's letting Michael down.
But this is not a gimme. Now,
Maybe it's not in the middle.
yeah,
70, he's got to go 54-16, surely.
he went triple 14, double 14. I was going to ask if he was going to do it.
No, he goes.
Mensah, what a boy, eh? What a boy. He takes out the 70.
Mensah,
And it's
70.
another holder throw. Of course he's going to go triple 14, double 14.
Game on.
Lovely way to go for 70, that is.
Ah, this is... If you're Mensah Suljovic, leave double 14 at every available opportunity.
140.
Look at this, Michael Smith's averaging 108.5 here, and he actually trails. It's been 7 consecutive holds to throw. Could we see another game where somebody's in danger of losing with an average in the 100 teens?
You know, the funny thing is that we all go on a bit about averages.
85.
And they don't matter too much, but it's always nice to hit a ton plus average. And I've we've been saying it for years. A steady 92 can beat 107. All you got to do is hold your throw.
Right thing at the right time, isn't it?
Yeah.
If they're going to win a leg, there's no. If they're going to win it, there's no point you being on double top. You may as well be on 350. It doesn't matter. They win the leg.
Absolutely.
And so Suljovic fires
Again,
in.
look at his grouping. Mensah's grouping is fantastic today. I mean, that was a great 180. And, every time when he switches, he's
45.
right there or thereabouts, on the wire or within 10 mil. His grouping's brilliant.
Yeah, and having taken that last leg, last dart, Mensah Suljovic now has a chance to break the throw of Michael Smith. And in just like a couple of minutes, this game has changed from Michael Smith having a chance to go a break up to potentially having to save the match and win the last 3 legs.
Yeah, and that's always a difficult task, to have to win the next 3.
But it's got, when everything seems to be going according to plan,
Yeah,
and you're
it's
like, I'm
going
happy with
his
this, I'm
way.
happy with this, and then suddenly 2 minutes later, hang on,
Look
how
at
am I
this,
so
Dan.
far
Look at
behind?
this, Dan. Double 14.
Oh,
There we go.
Suljovic, a 12 darter, and what
You
else for
cannot
double
do that.
14?
Mensah to throw first.
That's fantastic. That is a great shot. Like
Wow.
I say, with his grouping is brilliant. It really is. I mean,
Game on.
those triples were pretty much in the middle.
And that's the first dart was so good. You just expect, well, why not stay there? You've got your line in there.
Yeah.
But no, so desperate was he to get to double 14.
Yeah.
Switches down, hits it anyway.
What's
bang.
wrong with double 8? Nothing.
Nothing. It's not even that far away from
No.
double 14.
130.
Well, Michael Smith has got it all to do now. He's got to win 3 legs, and 2 of them are against the Mensah Suljovic throw. And bearing in mind that he hasn't been able to break Mensah at all in this game as yet, it means that he's got to pull out something special here.
I mean, Mensah's had a nice little steady start there, really. Nice 130. He's gone above it. That's about as far away as he's been in this match from from a triple 20.
58.
Look at those two triple 19s were really, really close. Two good thrown darts there.
Oh, Michael
Mike
Smith, a
just
shake
lost
of the
the
head. You
57.
can see he's getting frustrated, and maybe he feels that this
Yeah.
is drifting away from him.
Not what you want to see from Mike, really. When he starts to do that, it's a bit of a telltale sign. But you know, the boy's an absolute class act.
Well, he's
And he
talked
could
about it
bring this
before,
back.
hasn't he? He's
Yeah.
talked about it before, where he said, "Look, I'm not a boy anymore. I'm not learning the game. I'm a man. I'm a dad. You know, I've got to go out there and win darts matches to earn a living and
There
earn
he
a good
goes.
living." As he, just misses out. And Maximum would have gotten to a finish.
164 would have been ideal there. Yeah, and again a 3-dart finish after 9. You know, I mean, this has been a fantastic match as well.
It has. It's been superb, and it's got a little way to go yet, because Mensur Suljovic is certainly the favourite, and certainly
this
is
for a
now.
setup
Look
now.
at this.
120, 53. How's he going to leave 28 now? I can't even work that out, Dan.
Well, he could, couldn't he? If he goes 25, he wouldn't, would he? Accidentally bull leave 3.
Could you imagine if he hit the ball?
Yeah. Well, look, he's left himself 40 for the match. Michael Smith.
Would he
He's
go?
battled gamely. He was averaging 108 just a couple of legs ago.
So you
And
require
yet still,
40.
Mensur Suljovic has found a way to get himself this opportunity. Tops he wants. Oh, it's an awful dart.
That's,
Double 16. Oh, he makes up for it. And Mensur Suljovic slaps his
That's a good
hands
game.
together. The chalk puffering into the sky. And Mensur blasting his way into the quarterfinals. 101.59 average for Suljovic. 104.85 for
Mike,
Michael
yeah.
Smith. But the 3-time Euro Tour
Quality
winner
match.
knocked out Justin. And Mensur, he has made the semi-finals of the European Tour 5 times. Is this weekend the day he finally takes the next step and makes the final?
what's his next match, Dan?
His next match is going to be against Dave Chisnell, a man who just averaged 110.
Well, I mean, he's just beaten Michael. You know, Chizzy's nice and relaxed, as you saw when he came out, so that would be a cracking match, and I think it could be a similar match to that.
It is difficult to call,
Yeah.
but I tell you what an evening of darts we've got set up for you. Michael van Gerwen against Dyson Parodi, the Gibraltar player, who's playing in his first...
Sounds like a beer.
Well, I'm sure he'll have a few if he manages to win that match. He's playing in his first ever PDC quarter-final. Kim Hybrechtsen, the world champion Gary Anderson. Then it's Peter Wright and Ian White. Those two have played some really, really strong darts over the course of this weekend, and especially over the last few weeks. And then Dave Chisnell, a man who averaged 110, against Mensur Suljovic, who's just knocked out a man averaging 104. We will be back at 7 o'clock local time for the 4 quarterfinals, followed by the 2 semi-finals, and the final of the 3rd European Tour event of 2016. And Justin Pipe, hopefully,
well, ladies and
will
gentlemen,
return with
thank you
us.
for your
I think we
company
should.
here this afternoon. Who's back this evening? You better be.